welcome back to Roll for the Galaxy. I apologize. Last video I kept saying it was turn 3 and 4. It was turn 4 and 5. This time we're going to be doing turns 6 and 7. I also want to mention I am playing with the expansion pack, the first one for the game as well. That's where the Entrepreneur dice and the Captain dice are coming from. And there are 5 new tokens and a ton of new homeworlds and starting races. All right, let's begin here with turn 6 this time, which is correct. We have a bunch of dice here. We're going to roll, and we're going to see what we want to do. And what do we have? Well, this time we have a big development. Wouldn't mind getting a start on that. And we can reallocate 2 white dice to explore or settle if we want. So actually, I think we're going to settle. Well, that's a settle die anyway. But we're going to turn this one into a settle with our special power. We are going to use that over there for explore. Do we want to use it for settling? I think we want to use it for settling. We can bang that world off right away if we do that. We already have 1 explorer here, 1 explorer here, and I kind of want to ship. So I think I'm going to make this a shipping for sure. And then what to do? I think I'm going to have that be explore. Make sure we get as many dice back as possible. And so that's what's going to happen, I think, except we're not going to have 4 dice for settling. So I'm going to put the yellow die here for the settling instead. So if settling does happen, and we know the other player has nothing but colonies to settle, so he may opt to do that. So we're hedging our bets. If it doesn't happen, we're definitely shipping this turn. We have 1 brown to ship up there. So anyway, let's go over to the dummy player and see what they roll. And let's hope they roll settling. All right, we're going to roll for the dummy player. Oh, how perfect is that? We are going to be settling, which is excellent for us. And we have chosen shipping. So shipping is going to happen. Settling is going to happen. Now we have to go over to the red player and see what they chose. All right, so over to the red player, they have chosen to settle. We were not too surprised since all they have is a big stack of colony worlds to settle. So it looks like the only thing that's going to happen this turn is settling and shipping. All right, over to us, and let's perform our actions this turn for turn 6. All right, so exploring, not happening. These go back in our bucket. Shipping, we know is happening, and nicely done with the roll of the dummy player, and of course the red player also chose settling. We have 4 dice here, which we are going to allocate to our world, and boom, we have settled this world because we needed 4 dice on there. And let's see what we get here. And so for settling the Silicon world, it says gain $1 and a rare elements brown die on this world when you place it. So we get $1 for that, and we get to put one of these brown dice onto that. All right, we are going to ship, no question about it. We chose shipping, and this is the $sign, so this is going to go back in our bucket after we ship. And we're going to ship this new world up here, if we can quite see that. It has a brown die on it. Now, it's a brown world, so I can cash it in, I can trade it in for $4, or I can take 3 victory points, and the captain counts as all colors. Entrepreneur dice count as no colors, so just so you know that. I could ship this good and take 3 victory points. So I have a decision to make. I either take 3 victory points to trade, or to consume this good, or I trade it and get $4. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to take the $4. So $sign captain goes back in, and $1, $2, $3, $4. Where does that $4 come from? It comes from the little handy dandy guide. So I've traded and $4 for brown. All right, that's it for me. Let's go over to the red player and see what they're doing. All right, so the only thing that's happening is settling and shipping. So there's going to be no exploring, no developing, no producing, and this die goes back. So he has a ton of dice going back in the cup. However, he does have 4 dice here, and that's all he needs to settle his rebel colony. So these 4, none of them had dollar signs, go back into citizenry, and I'll throw the token around here. Let's have a look at it. It's the rebel colony. It says gain a consumption purple die and a military red die into your citizenry when you place this world. It's worth 4 points too. So he's going to get a purple die, and he gets a red military die into his citizenry when he places that world. All right, he's up to 7 worlds, so are we. His next one is Prosperous World. Okay, that's what we need, is blue worlds, but it looks like he snagged it. And that's the end of us doing our turns, so let's go back over to me, and we're going to do the manage our empire phase. All right, so managing my empire. I have $6, so I'm going to spend it all. It's going to bounce back to 1, and I'm going to put 6 dice in my cup. So I'm going to take the 3 colored ones, 3 white ones, it leaves me only 1, and into my cup they go. I have a mountain of dice this time. That's good. All right, we're going to go over to the red, and they're going to do the same thing. All right, the red player only has $2 this time, 1, 2. He's going to spend the both, bounce back to 1. He's going to take his captain, his entrepreneur, throw them in. Or does he want to do that? Yeah, he's going to do that. And that's going to be the end of turn 6. And we're going to, of course, refresh these tokens as well for the next turn, turn 7. So we're going to continue on. We're going to go back to us, the blue player, and we're going to do turn 7. All right, here we are at the start of turn 7. We have a 6 development to do. And did I miss anything? Good, you can see. No, the special ability for the other player was during the shipping phase, which happened, but it is only when he consumes each good you consume, so not for just the shipping happening. Anyway, I just want to check that. I will try to catch all of the little special abilities. And what's nice about the tokens here is they have on them, well, I will show you his token, the one I was talking about. It tells you which phase this would activate, and it says ship +1 victory point chip for each good you consume. So if he had shipped, or if he had consumed goods on that last turn, he would have got a victory point for it, but he didn't. So these are just things you have to keep in mind when you're playing the game, because there are lots of special little abilities that can start accumulating, and you have to keep track of them. Anyway, blithering on. We have a mountain of dice. Let's get to rolling. Turn 7. And what do we have this time? We have lots and lots of dice to allocate. Definitely we are going to want to go exploring. Not much question about that. It looks like we have a lot of explore dice that have already popped out. We can reallocate this to anything we want. And we can start doing other things. So we want to produce with the brown if producing happens, so we can get it out on our brown world, maybe get some victory points. Do we want to, we can't produce on, oh, we can produce on that other brown world. So we could produce twice. This, oh boy, I don't know what we're doing. I think we're just going to use our black die. We're going to make shipping happen again. We're going to use that, produce. Or are we? No, we're going to use the blue ship die, and we're going to call that a explore. And the wild card, of course we should be looking at some development. Well, we have 1 development if this happens, and it doesn't really matter if we lock down the yellow die for a while for development. And is that going to be what we want to do? I think I can't put that there, can I? Oh no, that's okay. So I have this one was being changed by that die. These two are in the right place, and we're shipping. All right, so we're going to ship again this turn. If we don't explore, though, well, I don't know if we're going to be in trouble. Let's go over to the dummy player and see what they roll. All right, dummy player rolls, and they are going to be, it's going to be exploring, which is excellent for us. And yes, we made sure shipping is happening. Over to the red player, and we'll see what they chose for turn 7. All right, so for turn 7, our red player chose to ship. Same idea we had. And so we know exploring is going to happen and shipping, and that's it. So let's go over to us for turn 7, blue player, and do all of the things we need to do. All right, so here we are. We know exploring's happening. Developing, not happening. Back in the cup. This goes back in the cup. And there's going to be no producing. That goes back in the cup. So we're going to have lots of dice again. So for this turn, we have 3 explore actions. So the first explore action I'm going to do is I'm going to take $2. The second explore action I'm going to do, which has the dollar sign, it goes back in the cup. It's going to give me another $2. And the last explore action, I am going to reach into the bag and see what I can find. So what do we have here? We have a very cheap development. Backup planning. And it says, in the game, in the same round, you may dictate more than one to reassign workers. More than once to reassign workers. So dictating means you put a die here and rearrange. You can do it more than once with this development. Or, wow, 6-pointer galactic trendsetters. Gain $2 and 2 purple dice into your citizenry when you place this world. I think we're going to go for some mega points. We may not be able to get there, but they will be worth a lot of points in the end. All right, and we are definitely shipping. And what I'm going to do this time for shipping is I'm going to this brown world. I have lots of money, so no problem there. I'm going to take victory points. Now the black captain die counts as all colors. I have a brown world, a brown die on the world, and this is considered brown. So this is going to be worth 3 victory points. And so we're going to take 3 of the 24 victory point chips, and we're going to put them right here beside our player. So that gives us an extra 3 points at the end of the game. All right, over to the red player to have them do their actions. All right, so the red player is going to explore. They're going to explore once. They're going to spend $2. Settling, not happening. Back into the cup. This back in the cup. And he's going to ship. He has the same idea as we do, but maybe he's not going to do that. Yellow alien worlds are worth $6 when you ship them. And I think he is going to take the $6, taking him right up to $9. And this, of course, had the dollar sign, so back it goes into his bucket. And he has 2 more ship dice, but he has nothing else to ship. They go back in. He has now $9. He can go 2, 4, he can spend 6 of it, go down to 3, and put all of the dice into his cup. So he's just absolutely loaded up for next time. Don't know if it'll do me any good, but maybe it will. And he did not do consume, because he would have got 1 extra victory point for each good you consume from a green or yellow world. So he could have gotten 4 victory points, but he took the dollars instead. So maybe that's going to bite him in the end. I don't know. We'll see. But that's basically, of course, we're gonna refresh these guys now, because we're going to be doing and I jumped ahead and did his stuff into the bucket when I shouldn't have. I was going to go back and do us. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, turns are kind of simultaneous anyway. So we're going to go back to the blue player, which is us, ending up this episode with doing our Manage Empire phase. Sorry I did that out of order. Should have kept it the same. I jumped ahead. But it, again, doesn't matter. Turns are somewhat simultaneous. All right, so the end of turn 7 for us, Manage Empire phase. We have $5. We're going to spend it all. We're putting all of our dice in the bucket. We have a full cup. The red player has a full cup. We have a lot of points that we need to try to develop, though, and that might be very difficult. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for turns 8 and 9 of Roll for the Galaxy. We're playing a complete 2-player game, and I have the expansion pack thrown in for good measure. So, all right, the first expansion pack. All right, thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for the continuation of Roll for the Galaxy.